Now, some business leaders, they still view SEO as, let's say, keywords, rankings, and links, right? That's what they know about SEO from a top line point of view. And because of that, they view SEO as something that's completed right before a site is launched. We give it to SEO, and SEO do their thing. Whatever it is they do their thing, and then the site is launched. And that sort of mentality has SEO in a very siloed position. Where do you see SEO in terms of the marketing mix? Where do you think SEO fits within a business?
It's a very good question, because I want to say everywhere. However, it's not. Obviously, you're never going to be part of every single department. So I think typically you're probably better in terms of a product function or a tech function, typically than a separate standalone channel within a marketing team. And the reason being that is because, again, if I go back to a fashion retailer like us, we'll have a branding team that contains copywriters. Therefore, they think the copywriters that are doing that job will do the same job as what a content writer will do, or a copywriter will do from an SEO point of view. We have product copywriters, which will write product descriptions and name products and stuff. Now, they won't do the same job if they're not influenced in the way that it needs to be done from an SEO point of view. So by that, I mean, you can call something a round neck sweater, you can call it a turtleneck sweater. One will have a very different search volume to another. So are you naming products right, for instance, is one example. Also, you've got your localization in there. So you've got pants and trousers, you've got sneakers and trainers, you've got all of those, colloquialisms depending on where your language is based. So you've got SEO ends up sitting into too many different functions to just turn around and say, realistically, it should be a marketing channel. If it becomes a marketing channel, people look at it just as a potential traffic driver, but they don't see all the other touch points that it has across the journey. So, it's very common for it to sit in that marketing function. However, my personal opinion is it probably shouldn't. It should probably sit more on a product function, and therefore be ingrained into all parts of it, whether it's, it's got a part to say in publishing delivery. So whether, where before that, when they've written content, has that gone through the SEO lens or the film before it goes out on site? Is there a product delivery coming in? Is there a website update coming? Has it gone through that SEO delivery film before it goes on the website and gets released? If you don't have that, and not everything's being funneled through that SEO element like you typically would have with a product or a delivery function to some extent, then again you're potentially asking for trouble. So it's hard, because it's very different depending on every individual business. Like a lot of businesses, like say, will outsource to an agency, and therefore they don't have an SEO function internally, and that external company might have the same viewpoint or might have the same freedom of viewpoint and see every aspect that's going on internally and just see things at a later date. So it's a hard one to do. It is a hard one to do, and I guess it all depends on the niche, the size of the business, the understanding of that CEO, that CTO to some extent. But half the battle is that those people need to be educated in a way. And I don't mean educated, I don't mean that in any way, any way short or saying that they're uneducated people. I mean that it's a discipline, that it's a ideation, it's a process that ingrains itself into so many things nowadays that it's going to be new to them if they're traditional marketers, or if they're traditional bricks and mortar store people that have, we have them in our business, had them the same in Matalan when I used to work there. The businesses have come from those shops. There used to be stall owners, back in, everyone always goes on about Richard Branson used to, whatever it was, sell trainers or whatever it was in a market stall. Loads of people have done that through the years and have come up that way, then bought a store and then bought another store and ended up with the business they are today. Those people understand marketing from that point of view. They don't understand marketing from the new modern digital world point of view. And therefore, when it comes to how SEO works and how it has an impact, if it's siloed in marketing in that way and not as part of the overall function, like, you know, like delivery is an overall function for any e-com site. It's because part and parcel of everything. It kind of has its own, you know, if you can't deliver a product, then you may as well stop doing that if you're an e-com business. So it's like, how do you get that across to them business owners in the first place, the people that matter, that they need to take stock of that, they need to understand it, they need to have a viewpoint. And again, it's part and parcel of the SEO, that, but it's also, you know, you've got to trickle that upstream. You can't flood it from the top straight away, because they've all got too many things to take on board. So it's a gradual knowledge building as you go up that chain and up that funnel that you need. And you can't always, like I say, you can't always change people's complete eyes and perception of something. So it's doing it gradually in the people that matters up the chain, so that it doesn't ever get, you know, missed off. Like, there's a great example happening now in a lot of businesses, and I may be going into too much detail here, but please tell me to stop if I am. But there's a part and parcel of what is happening for a lot of e-com businesses at the moment, where Google has changed its attribution internally of what happens with branded terms.